Okay, here we go. This was France 2025, as quick a walkthrough as I can do. So obviously we started in Haslar. I fell in the marina. We saw the aircraft carrier go out, had a nice few days getting ready. Then we left 4:30 in the morning, dark, and we got in the evening to Alderney. Had a beer in the pub, good trip over, and then went on to Guernsey, which was really quiet in the marina. And then we entered France at Les Ardreux. I cooked dinner. Huge currents on the river going in and out, but we managed okay. And then on to Roscoff. And we got stuck there quite a few days because the weather was bad, but mostly just too windy. Plenty of sunshine, a nice little town. And we had a lovely Friday afternoon in the pub with sharing stuff. And there was a nice fresh supermarket full of seafood. Then on to La Baraque, where we had our first meal out with mussels, moules frites, and I dropped a glass on the table next to me, smashed into a lot of pieces, and I bought him a drink to apologise. Then on to Camaret Samar. You can see us on the end of that outer pontoon. Bit of an odd place. The castle in the middle is where the toilets were, so a bit of a dungeon. Nice town, but not the nicest of marinas. And then on to Loch Tudi. We really liked it there. The marina was by the river. It was a nice cafe, little town, and we had a really nice meal at a Brittany traditional Brittany restaurant. Good chat with the owner there for quite a while because he was virtually empty. Then to the Lorient region and Carnival. Difficult getting out of that. We had to get towed. Way too many currents. And then we had a day at Port Heligan in Quiberon, and I had my first swim in the sea. We really liked it there. We were only a day because we were trying to get to Pornichet, and that was next. Lovely markets in the town, covered market with loads of seafood, nice easy bay, huge beach, lots of development, and of course Isabella came out. We had a fantastic time with her for while she was here. We had crepes and cider. We went to the city of Nantes, and we had a day anchored in the bay, playing on the paddleboards. After Izzy left, we went to Ile de a place called Port Joinville. The chateau was quite impressive that we cycled up, so we had a good look round the island. Really nice place. And then to Les Sables d'Olonne, the home of yacht racing, or at least some of the ocean going stuff. We kind of it was nice to be there, and we'd taken the kids there many years ago on holiday when they were small, so it was nice to see it again. But probably again not our favourite place, quite kind of overdeveloped. La Rochelle we'd also been to before, and we went there next. Under the bridge to Ile de Ré, we had some great food, saw great views. The city's really interesting. Loads of nice architecture. Obviously, the marina is huge. And so after that, we went on to Ile d'Oléron, Port Denny, and you can see some lovely food, a really nice market in the middle that was there each day, and you could sit in the cafe and have a glass of local wine with the locals. Yeah, we had some really good food, cycled around it a lot, went to a nearby port, up the lighthouse, really enjoyable time, one of our favourite places. We did a day trip to Ile d'Aix on a boat, went to the Napoleon Museum, saw Fort Boyard, looked at the outside of the lighthouses, and then we went back to La Rochelle. And that second trip was even nicer. We went to the aquarium, saw a bit more of the city, found the market, which was huge, and our first evening had a nice beer in the sunshine looking out over the whole marina in a rooftop bar. We also did a day trip to Rochefort. You can sail up it, but we decided to get the train over, one of many maritime museums we went to. And then we started working our way back in more earnest. So Port Bourgenais, load of development work on the left, nice castle to visit, but nice bars, and we had a nice meal out. Then on to St. Gilles Croix de Vie. That had some of the best beaches out, really big waves. The marina itself is on the river, Very picturesque place. Really liked it there. We just had a couple of nights. Then on to Le Robert de l'Air. Oh, I don't know how to say it. That was nice. Then to Bali. Again, nice little street of souvenir shops very near the marina. Quite easy to get into once we got some help. And the beach was really nearby. Lovely, beautiful sand. Then we started anchoring. So it was Ile de Huat. That was our first time anchoring, and it was really nice. The beach there, fantastic, beautiful sand. On our first morning, somebody had got holed by another boat, so I'm glad that was our next door neighbour. So I'm glad that didn't happen to us. Then we moved over to Port Heligan because that's where we were going to see Lauren and Oliver, and we sussed out the parking and whatnot, and of course they came over. And on the first full day there, Ollie proposed to Lauren, so we had a celebratory meal, so it made the whole thing even more special. So that was a real treat. We took them on a bit of a sail around, so we went to Port de Cresti, just further up inland more. And then again, we anchored at our Ile de Huat, so we could go on the beach, and we got the tender out and everybody could have a swim. We had a day out in Vannes. That was a really beautiful city, lots of nice architecture. We had a nice meal when we got back to see Lauren and Oliver off, and that was the end of that episode. So then we started working our way further north again. Port Louis, which we really liked because Carnival in Lorient was quite hard work getting in and out of. Port Louis was a really nice, small little marina, nice little town. We enjoyed that. And then we had a day trip into Lorient, a submarine museum through that, another sailing museum, and in the middle there, the K2, that's one of the submarine pens. So a lot of personal history from, my dad and his brother in the Second World War, doing U-boats, etc. Then we anchored, so we started to work our way towards Brest at this point. We anchored at L'Esconil. It was only us and one other English boat, and then we went to Auderne, and we were on a buoy at that point. We had a really good close encounter with a pod of dolphins. A few days in Brest, although it's quite a sort of big town, actually really quite a nice place. We liked it, and again another fantastic naval museum. We anchored at Penhur on our way round to the north, and then back to Abarac. So the fly past to some of the military aircraft, lots of those around in this part of France. And then, of course, back to dear old Roscoff. And we had a really nice evening watching the fireworks because it was Bastille Day. Treburden was our last part of France, and that's where we left from. We had a nice meal there. The beach was great, beautiful clear waters. You could climb up on the rocks and see everything from high up. And then today we got back to Torquay. We had so many dolphin sightings. We've never seen so many dolphins, different pods in one go. Just time after time, they were playing with the boat, and yeah, so it was actually a really nice welcome back. And that was France 2025.